Okay, hi everybody. Um, okay, I'm doing this video is because the reason I'm doing this video is because I know that a lot of people are unfamiliar with trying to do something like this, going online. But I've been doing it a few times. I'm not a complete expert on it, but I've done it a few times and I find it really useful. And just so that you guys don't panic, I hope that this video will help you to at least get some of your online lectures off the ground as soon as possible. I know the news came as a shock to everybody over the weekend. I found out from a student, but nonetheless, let's get things going. Let's keep calm and just walk on. Okay, so now the website you want to go to is here. How do you find Zoom? Just type in Zoom meeting. Now don't click the top one. Just go ahead and click download over here. Okay, after clicking download, then go to this one and download this one, Zoom client for meetings. So download this one, and once you're done with that, I will not show you the procedure how to download. You will be able to get this you'll be able to start your account. Now before you get to this screen, actually they ask you to sign up or sign in. Now what you can do is sign in either with a Google account or also with if you have Gmail account, that's great. I think you can even sign in with your Utah email or even your Facebook page, so you can do that as well. Okay, so now what you want to do next is first once you've done this, go to settings, click on this gear here. Just check some of these things out, see whether, I mean, it's quite self-explanatory. Like, I would not want to start Zoom when I start Windows, silently start Zoom when I start Windows. I wouldn't want to do all this kind of stuff. I don't know what it's recording, so I wouldn't do that. One very important thing I do want to do is I usually go here to recording, and I want to make sure that my videos are recorded because I want to put them back into the social media platform that I communicate with my students, in this case Facebook. Okay, I also can check hi. Your video, you can turn off my video when joining, but I usually like to communicate and still have eye contact with my students. I expect my students to see me and I am able to see them, to be able to mark their attendance. I think is probably a good thing to do now, just so that it's not someone else logging in but them. And audio, just check on audio, make sure that your input and output level is okay. That's about it. But for me, make sure recording is on and adds timestamp. Now this is important also. I like to check this on so that next time when you post a video, you can tell the students, look, I did say this during this lecture, please go and check this time code on the Facebook page. Okay, so it's a good thing to actually have. Then okay, once you're done with that, so everything is done, all set, what you do is you go to this one, meetings. Okay, now this is where you set up your meetings. What you do is you can go to edit and just have a look around here, make sure video host is on and your participants is on, as in they can see, you can see them. Audio is coming from both telephone and also computer audio. Enable join before host. Now that's important, so that you can actually create a meeting, like set up the meeting and give them the notification either via email or Facebook post, and they can, once they have the link, they can join that link and come into the teleconference space before you even join. So that's pretty crucial. In case you're late, they can all start gathering around and filling up the classroom first. Record the meeting automatically on the local computer, that's good. I would want to have that. You can mute participants on entry in case when you enter you want complete silence, and you can do that sort of thing. I would not want to require meeting password because I would just I don't want to add that hassle, because my Facebook group that I have with my students is already a private one. Okay, so I will press save and done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on copy invitation. Alright, it says copied. So I'm going to go to a Facebook page that I have with my students right now. Like this one. This is a private Facebook page for 2020 January's trimester, and I'm going to paste this here. So what happens is this whole thing comes in. One thing you must not change is this one, join Zoom meeting at this site. Everything else you can change. You can even change the topic and say week attend lecture, for example, all right, and type in your name, but do not change this because the students need this link to click on this link in order to join the Zoom session, all right. So what I'm going to do is post it up right now. Now I'm going to post it. I'm not quite sure if any of my students will think that they need to join it, but if they do, then good. So we're going to click on that link. I'm assuming you are the student, or you are the person going to join that group. So you click on that, and you want to say open with Zoom meetings, open with the application. So once you're done with that, yeah, so here you are. So hi, so the Zoom meeting is on. I'm not sure if there are other students joining in. I think they're quite curious. We did a test earlier, so they might join. Only me so far. So yeah, you can do a chat as well, and you can even share your screen. For example, like if you want to share. So yeah, a student just came in. Hi Shiman. She doesn't have a camera on. For now it's okay, but for tomorrow's lecture when I take attendance, I would expect to see her face. Hi Shiman, I'm doing a demo for some of the colleagues. So what I can do is I can share my screen. For example, I can choose to share the lecture slide with the student and click share, and they will be able to see the lecture slide as I explain to them. They can see my face right there as I explain the lecture, so you can do gestures or whatever you want, and the lecture slide can go on. In my case, because I also have drawing subjects, so I can also switch on my Wacom tablet and my pen, and also do little bits of drawing and demo to them, and tell them this is not the way to draw your stuff and stuff like that. So Peisan just logged in as well. So hi Peisan. Yeah, we're just doing a demo. So okay, so I'm able to share this, and the students are able to see what I see on the screen right now, which is this this interface, which is exactly what you're seeing right now. Okay, so I do hope so. Before and once you're done, just make sure. Oh, and if you want to see your students' work, they can share as well. But before they share, just make sure you go to the top and stop your sharing. All right, so you stop share here, and it goes back to a neutral screen like this. And this is where they can share. So only one person can share at the same time. All right. So every time one person shares, you can see that all of the little windows collapses onto one side. Okay. So and you can actually change. I think you can change the interface whether you want to see yourself only or you want to see the other students. So it's entirely up to you, and you can't really control what others see. They might want to see more of themselves rather than you. So that's entirely up to them. Okay, so I hope this helps to a certain extent to get you started off. If you discover new things, do share with me as well. I will share with you as I discover new things, and hopefully we will still have a productive week this week as we take our lectures and tutorials online. Okay? Bye.